Breaking Camron pregnates Chrissy Lampkin DNA test confirms everything. Hold up. Did we just say Camron and Chrissy Lampkin and pregnancy in the same sentence? Oh, you better grab a chair, cancel your plans, and tell Mona Scott to start filming immediately. It's because this ain't no Love and Hip Hop rerun. This is a full-blown Harlem hurricane of betrayal. Baby bumps and broken bonds. Now riddle me this. What happens when your fiancé of 20 years starts glowing out of nowhere? And your best friend's Instagram captions start sounding like Drake lyrics during a paternity scare? What do you get when cryptic dimes, blurry clinic footage, and a leaked DNA test all point to one thing? A Harlem fairy tale turned Maury episode. From hell, that's what. Because according to sources that are so anonymous, they make Banksy look like a TikTok influencer. Camron might just be the real father of a child Chrissy never even announced. And Jim, let's just say he's still out here rapping about loyalty while his girl's baby bump might have been signed by DIPSET. So is this Harlem heartbreak or the ultimate setup? Stay tuned because we're just getting started, and baby, it's already messy. Now let's rewind, because this didn't just pop out of nowhere. This mess has been quietly bubbling for months, and all the signs were there. If you remember Chrissy Lampkin, right? The Love and Hip Hop OG, Jim Jones ride or die for nearly 2 decades, the same woman who proposed to her man on national TV, only for him to spend the next 15 years dodging wedding bells like they were subpoenas. Yeah, that Chrissy. And then there's Camron, Harlem's own pink fur king. It's the smooth-talking, smack-tweeting dipset general, whose middle name might as well be Petty. These two have always had an odd energy. Too friendly, too familiar, and way. Too many lingering side-eyes at red carpets. But now the puzzle pieces are finally slapping together like a VH1 reunion episode gone rogue. It all started with whispers, rumors, a few Instagram stories that felt too calculated to be accidental. Chrissy appearing in looser clothes, looking suspiciously serene. Cam posting cryptic captions like, "Sometimes what's meant to be just finds its way even if it's messy." Nobody batted an eye. Not at first. Until one anonymous account dropped a bomb that shook Harlem and half of Twitter to its core. A blurry image Camron and Chrissy allegedly spotted entering a private medical facility in New Jersey. Hoodies up, sunglasses on, looking like they were sneaking into Area 51, not a local DNA clinic. Within hours, the post was deleted, but not before it was screenshotted, reposted, and dissected like a crime scene. Suddenly, old clips resurfaced. Moments where Cam and Chrissy seemed too comfortable. Old interviews, behind-the-scenes clips. A 2015 pool party where Cam jokingly calls Chrissy wifey material, while Jim stands 5 feet away looking ... unaware. People started connecting dots. But the real kicker, a leaked document, an alleged paternity report, not one that denied Camron's involvement. No, this one was marked with a big, bold, positive match in red ink. Now hold on, a DNA test with Cam's name on it. Linked to Chrissy. And here's the twist. Chrissy never publicly announced a pregnancy. Not on the show, not on Instagram, not even in the blogosphere, which will write a headline if she sneezes. Near a rapper, so what gives? Where did this baby come from? Why was there a paternity test involved at all? And why was it Cam who took it? According to an anonymous production assistant on Love and Hip Hop, things had been getting tense behind the scenes for months. Chrissy allegedly refused to participate in multiple filming days, citing mental health and personal changes. Jim, he kept showing up solo, sometimes late, sometimes distracted. Then, in what insiders are calling a production emergency, Mona Scott herself allegedly flew in to talk Chrissy down from quitting the show altogether. Why? Because she didn't want her storyline leaked before it could be monetized. Classic. VH1, but it was already too late. The streets were already whispering. Apparently, the baby, if there is one, was kept under wraps because the timing didn't make sense. According to the leaked timeline, Chrissy and Cam allegedly reconnected during a Dipset anniversary event in late 2023. One thing led to another, and the rest. Well, it sounds like a Netflix script now. Multiple anonymous insiders say Chrissy and Cam spent a weekend in Miami last fall, supposedly for business talks. Except this business didn't include anyone else. No cameras, no managers, no stylists, just them, alone, for 72 hours. And allegedly, that's when things went left. One Love and Hip Hop crew member who asked to be called Y told us that Chrissy came back from that trip different. She stopped drinking on camera, came emotionally distant from Jim, and most suspiciously started missing scheduled fittings, citing bloating and not feeling camera ready. You know what that sounds like? Meanwhile, Cam, he starts moving, weird, posting inspirational quotes on IG, like he's suddenly gone soft. Real ones always return to where they felt safe. He wrote in one now deleted story. Another. Some mistakes end up being the best chapters. Boy, what? And Jim, poor Jim, seemingly the last to find out. He was posting Jim selfies and previewing unreleased tracks on IG Live, smiling, laughing, while the Harlem House of Cards was slowly collapsing behind his back. Then came the alleged Miami folder. Oh yes, this deserves its own Netflix doc, according to a source. Close to Jim's camp, he discovered a hidden photo album on Chrissy's phone labeled simply Miami. Inside, selfies. Time-stamped pics of her and Cam looking cozy in matching robes. A short video clip of them on a yacht. Cam shirtless, Chrissy giggling. And someone in the background saying, "Y'all gonna make a beautiful baby." It was like finding a grenade in your girlfriend's purse. And Jim, he reportedly lost it, smashed a wine glass, screamed, confronted Chrissy, who allegedly didn't even deny it. She just cried. But that's not even the craziest part. Because just days later, a voice memo started floating around. It's an alleged voicemail Cam sent to Chrissy saying, "I meant what I said. No matter what happens, I got you." Some say it's romantic. Some say it's a confession. Either way, it's suspicious as hell. And then Mama Jones entered the chat. Because you know no Harlem scandal is complete without Jim's mama chiming in with spiritual shade and street-level gossip. Apparently, she found out from a former VH1 intern who spilled the tea over brunch, thinking Mama already knew. Big mistake. Mama Jones allegedly blew up Jim's phone. Then showed up to his condo at 3 a.m., banging on the door, screaming, "Your girl is pregnant and it ain't yours." Now that is Harlem family therapy. Neighbors heard it. Security got involved. Chrissy left that night. No suitcase. No goodbye. Just a hoodie, some sweats, and slippers. Straight into an Uber. Where to? That's where the rabbit hole goes even deeper, because sources say she didn't go to a hotel. She went straight to Cam's place. And if that doesn't scream scandal, betrayal, and something is cooking, I don't know what does. The next day, Cam posted another cryptic IG story. No caption. Just a black screen with a baby bottle emoji. Deleted 15 minutes later. Coincidence? Or confession? And here's where part 1 ends, with the streets talking, the blogs buzzing, and the paternity drama reaching nuclear levels. But you already know this mess is far from over. But you already know this mess is far from over, because just when it looked like it couldn't get any wilder, the leaked clinic footage hit the internet. That's right. A 12-second grainy security cam clip, allegedly showing Camron and Chrissy walking out of a medical building in Newark, hit a gossip blog like a nuke hoodie's on, sunglasses at night. Chrissy walking a little slower than usual. Cam glancing around like he's ducking TMZ and the internet. Oh, it imploded. TikTokers turned into full-blown forensic analysts. Some were zooming in on Chrissy's belly like it was a Zapruder film. Others were tracking the exact outfit Cam wore and matching it to an IG story from the same day. And one Reddit thread even analyzed the parking lot shadows to prove it was them. Yep, we've reached CSI, Harlem levels of crazy. But then came the tweet, the one that broke the internet in half. It's from a burner account tied to someone claiming to be a former Dipset associate. The tweet said, "Funny how the same man who gave Jim his first chain might just gave his girl her first kid. No tags, no names, just vibes, but the shade, deadly." That tweet alone racked up 4 million views. And suddenly, Camron's name was trending right under DNA test, paternity fraud, and yes, Jim Jones crying. Because let's not act like Jim was taking this well. According to insiders close to his inner circle, he went ghost for 48 hours. No calls, no posts, not even studio sessions, just silence. And then, boom! Jim drops an IG story with just 2 words noted, bet, the kind of post that makes you clutch your pearls and start refreshing every 5 seconds. People weren't sure if he was about to drop a diss track, press charges, or show up at Cam's doorstep with a camera crew. But while the streets were buzzing about Jim, Chrissy was silent until she wasn't. Out of nowhere, she posts a black and white photo of herself. No caption, just her looking out the window like a betrayed mob wife in a Netflix drama. I already know the comments were on fire. "You really did Jimmy like that? Wait, is that a bump or the curtain fold? Girl, just tell us whose baby it is and let us breathe." But she wasn't talking, and neither was Cam. Until the audio leak. Out of the digital shadows came a 45-second voice note. A recording allegedly captured by Chrissy's own iCloud backup. You can hear Cam's voice say, "You think I'd walk away now? Nah. Whatever happens, that's still my seed. I stand on it." And then Chrissy's voice, lower, shaky. "This wasn't supposed to happen like this." Boom. That was it. No context. No timestamps. Just pure audio gasoline, tossed into an already burning Harlem dumpster fire. And at this point, the blogs were eating. Lipstick Alley was running 10 threads deep. Gossip blogs were reposting old Dipset lyrics with new meanings. Even Spotify playlists got toxic, with curated lists called Songs to Cry To When You're Best. Friend, get your girl pregnant. But just when the public was starting to choose sides, enter Tanya J. Now. If that name doesn't ring a bell, you're not a real Camron fan. Tanya is the ex from Cam's early Purple Haze days, the one he rapped about, wrote letters to from tour, and allegedly left when Dipset blew up. She had been MIA for a minute, but now she came back swinging. Tanya hops on Instagram Live. In a silk robe, sipping wine, lashes fluttering like she's about to drop a bomb, and boy, did she. Y'all worshipping a man who couldn't even commit to the woman who helped him build his mixtape empire. She says, sipping slowly, "Chrissy ain't the first. And if she is pregnant, she'll better pray it ain't real stress she'll feeling. 'Cause this man ruins everything he touches." The live goes viral. In under 30 minutes. It's on Twitter, YouTube, even Facebook moms are reposting it like it's the evening news. But here's the real kicker. Tanya didn't stop there. Nope, she uploads a screenshot. A text thread between her and Cam allegedly dated 4 months ago. One of the messages. "You know these new chicks can't handle me like you did? Miss how real it used to be." Cam's name is partially blurred, but it's there. Tanya even pins it with the caption, "Loyalty ain't retro. You've either got it or you don't." Now suddenly people are asking, was Cam sleeping with both Chrissy and Tanya at the same time? Was the DNA test even real? Or was this Harlem's biggest clout trap in recent memory? Well, buckle up, because now the lawyers step in. According to a gossip page that somehow obtained legal paperwork, Cam's team issued a cease and desist letter to Tanya just hours after her live went viral. The letter accused her of spreading defamatory claims, leaking private messages, and damaging Cam's professional image. But that just poured gasoline on the fire. Now people were screaming, if you ain't got nothing to hide, why send a legal threat? Meanwhile, Jim Jones, still heartbroken, allegedly still stunned, took a different route. His legal team filed a request to obtain the original DNA report, citing emotional distress, defamation by association, and potential paternity fraud. Let that sink in. Jim is asking for proof that the test is real, which means either he knows the baby exists or he suspects it never did. Either way, things just went full courtroom drama. And guess who else made a surprise move? VH1. According to a leaked internal memo, producers had already reached out to all three parties, Cam, Chrissy, and Jim, to discuss filming a spin-off series centered entirely around this scandal. The working title, Love and Lawsuits. Harlem Reckoning. I kid you not. They even pitched segments like Fatherhood Fridays with Cam, Therapy Thursdays with Jim, and Confession Couch with Chrissy. And yes, Mama Jones would be the surprise host. Because of course, she would. But wait, the scandal cake ain't done yet. Insiders now say VH1 offered Chrissy relocation protection after she allegedly received anonymous threats telling her to leave Harlem for good. Whether from fans, fake accounts, or furious friends of Jim, nobody knows. But Chrissy, she refused to leave. According to one insider, she said, "I've survived worse." If Harlem can't handle the truth, then Harlem ain't real. Ma'am, that's not bravery. It's gasoline and the fire. It's about to reach the ceiling, because in just a few weeks, that baby, if it exists, is allegedly due. The timeline matches the Miami trip. The paternity test was leaked. The clinic footage is out. And yet no baby shower, no ultrasound pics, no gender reveal. Just static. So now the people want to know, is Cam really the father? Is the baby even real? And most importantly, if Chrissy lied about all of this, was it a revenge plot, a power play, or just a Hail Mary to escape a decade-long dead-end relationship? Because let's not pretend Jim was a saint. Remember the cheating rumors? The club footage from 2019, the anonymous girl who swore she was with him in Atlanta. Chrissy stood by him through all that. And now, the one time she flips the script, suddenly she's the villain. Or is she the one playing chess while Jim and Cam fumble checkers? Either way, the fallout is just getting started, and what happens next might destroy more than just relationships. It might just erase a Harlem legacy. But if you thought the Dipset dynasty could survive this final blow, you better think again. Because just when folks were adjusting to the possibility that Cam might really be Chrissy's baby daddy, another twist slapped Harlem across the face. This time, it came from a direction nobody saw coming. A Harlem-based podcaster named Devin D. Real Harris, who claims he was approached by someone close to the situation with a flash drive. That's right, a literal flash drive. D. Real goes live on YouTube with the most dramatic setup possible. Low lighting, 2 candles burning, and a hoodie pulled low like he's about to confess to a crime. He plugs in the drive and plays a never-before-heard voicemail, allegedly left by Chrissy just 2 days before the DNA results were leaked. Her voice is frantic, almost panicked, saying, "Cam, you promised me this would stay quiet. If this gets out, I lose everything. You know that, right?" Then there's a pause, and she adds, "I did what you asked. I took care of it. So don't switch up on me now." Boom. The internet goes feral. Took care of what? Switch up on what? Plan. Now people are saying the entire thing, the leaked test, the media storm, the tears, the silence, might have been orchestrated. Was this a publicity stunt gone wrong? Or was Cam really the puppet master pulling every string while Chrissy played along? But here's the bigger gag. Insiders say that voicemail wasn't the only file on that drive. There were photos. One, allegedly, showing a clinic sign-in sheet with both Cam and Chrissy's names scribbled side by side. Another, a blurry ultrasound pic, but the mother's name was conveniently blurred. And yet another image showed a contract between Chrissy and a production company titled Harlem Royalty Media, with sections labeled Image Restoration Plan and Personal Narrative Rights. That's right. It looked like somebody had already planned to flip this entire baby scandal into a full-blown redemption arc documentary. And guess who was set to executive produce? Mona Scott Young. I mean, is anyone surprised at this point? The woman probably has cameras in the delivery room. Meanwhile, Camron's camp is staying oddly quiet, but not too quiet. Just enough to let the fire burn while they casually fuel it with mystery. No direct statements, just vibes. A cryptic tweet from Cam's burner account read, "I don't chase stories, I create legends." And just like that, fans start speculating that Cam might drop a tell-all mixtape titled Harlem Sun. You cannot make this up. Well, actually you can. And Cam is allegedly doing exactly that, leaning into the chaos to rebuild his brand, off of scandal and silence. As for Chrissy, sources say she's still laying low, but not in Harlem. Nope, word on the street is she's been living out of state, holed up in a private rental near Miami, reportedly funded by the same media. Company producing her rumored comeback docuseries. The working title, Unbreakable, the Chrissy Lampkin story. And that's when fans started putting the pieces together. Wait, was this whole thing staged? The trip to Miami, the sudden glope, the DNA test, the paparazzi leaks, even the devastated gym meltdown. People are asking, was it all just reality TV 2.0 on steroids? Or is it something deeper? A woman finally taking control of her narrative after being denied a wedding ring for 15 years. 'Cause, let's not forget Chrissy proposed to Jim on national TV. He hesitated. Years passed, engagement dragged into infinity. So when this baby drama exploded, was it heartbreak ... or was it closure? Meanwhile, Jim hasn't been seen in weeks. He canceled a club appearance, deleted a string of Instagram posts, and has allegedly gone silent even with his closest friends. According to one source, Jim ain't saying much. He's just playing NAS on repeat and walking around the house like a ghost. Ouch. And Mama Jones, oh, she ain't letting this slide. No, ma'am. She just went live last night with a tarot reader, burning sage and talking about how a Harlem betrayal carries 7 years of bad luck unless purified by ancestral justice. Whatever that means, people tuned in. And she closed the live by saying that baby ain't no blessing. That's karma in a diaper. Phew, that woman's mouth should come with a trigger warning. And then yes, there's more legal heat escalated. Cam's ex hit back with her receipts. She leaked DMs allegedly from earlier this year, showing Cam telling her Chrissy's just drama. "You know, I always had you." Tanya added this caption, "He played us both, but only one of us ended up pregnant. And it sure ain't me." And now fans are split. Team Chrissy, Team Cam, Team Jim, and Team Y'all all need therapy. But the one thing they all agree on, we need that second DNA test. That's right, because now the internet isn't convinced. Remember that first test? It wasn't court-ordered, was private, was leaked by anonymous sources. And when VH1 tried to request a second one, both Chrissy and Cam allegedly refused. Cam's excuse, "I don't need paperwork to know what I created." Sir, you make mixtapes, not miracles. But maybe the wildest part is this. There's still no confirmation the baby has even been born. No hospital check-ins, no paparazzi, shots. No, it's a boy. Balloons, nothing. Just silence and speculation. And now some folks are asking, was there ever even a baby at all? Or was this an elaborate revenge plot, masterfully staged by Chrissy to blow up Dipset from the inside out and rewrite her legacy on her terms? Because if this child is real and Cam is the father, then that's the end of any hope for a Dipset reunion. There's no We Are the Champions tour. No Come Home With Me anniversary special. It's broken friendships, viral memes, and shattered legacies Harlem will never recover. And even celebrities are weighing in now. Cardi B reposted a screenshot of the voicemail and simply commented, "Woo, that's a Bronx-level betrayal. It's not even Harlem." Joe Budden said on his podcast, "At this point, it's not even about the baby, it's about respect." And clearly, there ain't none left between these people. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist posting an old photo of Dipset with the caption, Used to be family, now it's Maury. So where do we go from here? Cam's team has allegedly hired a celebrity crisis PR firm. Their strategy? Reframe the narrative around growth and fatherhood. Remind fans of the Dipset legacy. Emphasize Harlem roots. Avoid confirming anything. Translation: gaslight the internet with confidence. And Chrissy. Insiders say she's done explaining herself. "I'm not proud of how it went down," she reportedly told a friend, "but I'm free. And that's all that matters." Sis, you're free, all right, but at what cost? And Jim, still no public statement? Still no sit down? It's just silence and rumors that he's moving out of state permanently. One source said Jim feels betrayed. By both of them. He's not filming with VH1 and he's not answering Mona's calls. He said, and I quote, "This ain't love and hip-hop. This is war." And he's right. This is a war. Of narratives, of reputations, and of legacies. Because what started as gossip has now become the collapse of an era. A Harlem empire built on beats, loyalty, and brotherhood, now crumbling because one woman said, "I've had enough." And maybe, just maybe, she meant it. Or maybe she just wanted a better storyline. Either way, she got both. So now that the smoke has cleared well, barely, and the DNA dust is still hanging in the air like Harlem fog at midnight, we've gotta ask, where do you stand? Is Chrissy a victim reclaiming her peace, or a certified villain in heels, with a long game sharper than Cam's sideburns? Did Camron actually finesse this whole saga, like the Harlem chess master he swears he is? Or did he just let his ego write a check his legacy can't cash, and Jim Schuette walk away for good? Or pull a full-on redemption arc and drag everybody to court, reality TV cameras and all? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because y'all, this ain't just entertainment anymore. This is history. We're witnessing the collapse of loyalty, love, and lace fronts in real time. So if you live for the mess, if your soul thrives on scandal, and if your phone battery dies every night from stalking celebrity drama like it's your full-time job, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because the next chapter in this Harlem love triangle is already loading. And baby, you do not want to miss what happens next. Because trust me, if this was wild, what's coming next is straight up legendary. Legendary.